When you think about the future of crypto, most people picture coins that are either chasing hype or competing for retail attention. But Hedera has always been different. It was built from the ground up with enterprises, governments, and institutions in mind, the kind of adoption that can bring stability and long-term value. That makes HBAR an asset that many investors hold, not just for speculation, but because of its real-world potential. So if you're holding 9,266 HBAR right now, the big question is, how much could that stack be worth by 2026? In this video, we'll break down the current value of your holdings, explore realistic and bullish price targets, and look at what's happening with Hedera that could make a major difference in the months ahead. But before we dive into the numbers, I just want to say, if you're looking for a trusted exchange, I personally use BTCC. They've been around for more than 12 years. They're fully licensed, and they offer deep liquidity with super low fees. Right now, you can claim up to $10,055 in deposit bonuses, trade over 300 different cryptos, and even use up to 500x leverage. Best part? No KYC needed. Use the link in the description to sign up and grab your bonus today. Now let's take a look at where HBAR stands today. At the time of recording, HBAR is trading at 16 cents with a market capitalization of about $7 billion. With 9,266 tokens in your wallet, that means your current stack is worth roughly $1,482. That's your baseline today, but the potential upside depends entirely on how Hedera's adoption continues to develop and how strong the crypto market is heading into 2026. The technology behind Hedera is what sets it apart. Unlike traditional blockchains that use proof of work or proof of stake, Hedera relies on a hash graph consensus mechanism. This design allows it to handle thousands of transactions per second, achieve finality in just a few seconds, and keep transaction fees at fractions of a cent. That combination of speed, scalability, and cost efficiency makes Hedera one of the few distributed ledger platforms capable of supporting global-scale applications. What's even more important is who's backing Hedera. Its governing council includes global giants like Google, IBM, LG, Dell, Standard Bank, and dozens of others. These aren't just symbolic names. They're corporations and institutions that help steer the direction of the network and often experiment with using it for their own products and services. This kind of enterprise governance model gives Hedera credibility that most other crypto projects simply don't have. So let's run through the numbers. If HBAR stays at 16 cents, your 9,266 tokens will still be worth about $1,482 by 2026. That's the conservative scenario where not much changes. If HBAR rises to 30 cents, which would represent a near doubling from today's level, your holdings would be worth $2,779. If the price climbs to 75 cents, your stack would be worth $6,949. At $1, which is a huge psychological milestone for HBAR holders, your 9,266 tokens would be worth $9,266. And in a stronger bull case, if HBAR hits $2, your stack would be worth $18,532. Now let's put these numbers into context with market cap math. At 16 cents, HBAR's market cap is $7 billion. At 30 cents, it would be about $13 billion. At $1, Hedera would command a $45 billion market cap, putting it among the larger crypto projects in the world. At $2, Hedera's market cap would be around $90 billion, which would place it firmly in the same league as some of the top digital assets. These valuations sound ambitious, but they're not impossible if Hedera continues to secure adoption, and if the next bull cycle is as strong as past ones. One of the biggest factors driving Hedera's value is adoption. Hedera is already being used for a wide range of applications, from supply chain tracking and healthcare to payments, carbon markets, and tokenization of real-world assets. Its fast and low-cost transactions make it perfect for industries where efficiency and scalability are essential. For example, Hedera has been used to build decentralized identity systems, manage carbon credits, and even experiment with tokenized financial instruments. These are real-world use cases, not just theoretical promises, and they add weight to the argument that HBAR has staying power. Hedera's carbon negative status is also a major advantage. At a time when sustainability is becoming a global priority, having a ledger that offsets more emissions than it produces is a strong selling point. Many enterprises are under pressure to reduce their carbon footprints, and working with Hedera allows them to integrate blockchain technology without facing criticism over environmental impact. That narrative gives Hedera a unique position compared to more energy-intensive networks. Now, it's important to address the risks as well. While Hedera has impressive backing and strong technology, competition in the Layer 1 and enterprise blockchain space is fierce. Ethereum continues to dominate with its developer base, while Solana and other networks are making strides in adoption and performance. Hedera has to keep proving that its governance model and technology are superior in order to win over enterprises and developers. Another risk is decentralization. Critics argue that Hedera's governance model, while professional, is less decentralized than open blockchain systems. That could limit adoption among users who value permissionless networks. And of course, broader market conditions will always play a role. If global markets tighten or crypto sentiment turns bearish, HBAR could face downward pressure even if fundamentals remain strong. Despite these risks, Hedera has shown resilience. It has steadily climbed in recognition, maintained a top market cap position, and built a strong reputation as a reliable enterprise-grade ledger. Unlike hype-driven tokens that often collapse after one cycle, HBAR continues to add new partnerships and applications year after year. That consistency is what makes many investors confident in holding it long-term. So let's bring it back to your 9,266 HBAR. At today's price of 16 cents, you're sitting on about $1,482. If HBAR doubles to 30 cents, that becomes $2,779. At 75 cents, it's $6,949. If it reaches $1, your stack is worth $9,266. And if the price hits $2, you're looking at $18,532. Those are the numbers, but the real value comes from understanding that Hedera is one of the few projects aiming to bridge the gap between traditional institutions and the blockchain world. If that vision comes true, HBAR could be one of the big winners in the next cycle. To wrap things up, Hedera is not the loudest project in the crypto market, but it might be one of the most important. It combines cutting-edge technology, enterprise governance, and real-world use cases in a way few others can. Your 9,266 HBAR could remain near its current value if adoption grows slowly, or it could multiply several times over if Hedera delivers on its promise and the market rallies. By 2026, the possibilities are wide open. But what's certain is that HBAR remains one of the most unique and promising assets in crypto.